I look up at him. How does he expect me to answer that? Either answer could lead me into a trap, couldn't it? Yes, I whisper. And yet it is almost makes it easier. And yet, to hear it almost makes it easier. That is what he said. Excuse me. This is really hard, by the way, to read both. It's a challenge. But it's a challenge I think I'm, for the most part, succeeding at. I thought it was gonna be way worse than this, by the way. Me, like, trying to do both, like, it's hard when there's, like, 5 people in a room. But when there's only 2, but you're, like, going in and out of the accent, it's hard to do, and I know. But, yeah. I don't know. It's just because it's in the middle of things, and it's a very important chapter. Because shit's about to go down. Are you guys excited? It's hardcore. I mean, it's not like hardcore. Hold on, I'm gonna take a drink of coffee. Should I leave it on? No, I'm not gonna leave it on. I actually really like this chapter. I don't know. Well, yeah. Of course you like it, 'cause it's cool, but I don't know. I like the way it's written, and I like the way I did it so far. The whole both of them thinking at the same time. I think when it's cut apart, you get to distance yourself from what's really happening with her, but if you have them both at the same time, you kind of get like play for play perspectives of the same exact situation from both their point of views. And that was what I was going for, and I think that's what's happening right now. I don't know. It might play out where it's very confusing. Leo, when you listen to this, you have to tell me if it's confusing. Because you're the only one that I know that listens to this. And you probably will stop because, yeah, I haven't been putting them up lately. I'm on chapter 10 and this is chapter 26, so yikes. Okay. He smiles horribly, without any joy whatsoever. I thought as much. How could you not, after everything I've done to you? He moves in closer again, so close our faces are nearly inches from each other. That strange little smile doesn't leave his lips. I've made you bleed and scream and cry. How could you ever feel anything but hatred towards me? I could carry on speaking, and cement her hatred of me. But those damned eyes of hers well up with tears again. My eyes start to melt into tears again. Her hatred I can withstand, but those tears, I can't abide them. Not anymore. His own eyes darken just for a moment. He lets go of my chin and turns from me, depriving me of the one chance to read his expression. She will not see the effect her tears have on me. My God, I hate her. Why does she have to make everything so difficult? But that's not true. It doesn't have to be this way. If you really cared, if you were any sort of human being, you had a choice, you know. I whisper before I can stop myself. Oh, why does she persist? Why in God's name does she persist? She must know she's asking for something I cannot afford to give. He turns to face me. What? He mutters them venomously, dangerously. I gulp, but I force myself to continue. It's not a hard word to say. I don't know why I got caught on that. You don't have to do what you've done to me, I say, my voice shaking. You could have refused Voldemort when he asked you to hurt me. And often you hurt me without even being ordered to do it. You tortured me for hours on end just because you wanted to teach me that I was beneath you. I mean, is it any wonder I hate you? That's it. She stands there, she assumes she can pass judgment on my actions, half of which I have absolutely no control over. His face hardens with cold fury, freezing into a carving of ice. He looks like he did when I stabbed him in the shoulder. You little bitch! Do you think I didn't long for the choices other than the ones I was presented with? Do you think I... My own lack of words infuriates me. And yet she still stares at me, looking so damned wretched, and yet proud. I will no longer tolerate her. It all ends tonight. Tonight is the night. We got it all. It's gonna happen. Ooh, ooh. I'm so excited. I'm not really that excited. I'm like really, really tired. Oh my gosh. Okay, good. He trails off. I love how all of that was like him thinking. It's like he trails off. It's like 20 minutes ago, but okay. And then in 2 steps, he's got me by the throat. I mean, yeah. The murder's coming, by the way. And in 2 steps, I don't know why I just said that. Totally spoiling things. He trails off. 2 steps, he's got me by the throat. His fingers bruising my neck, digging into my flesh pitilessly. I cannot say that word in Jesus. This is all the time, making me choke as he pushes me back and back, slamming me into the wall behind me. What have you done? He whispers. What have you done to me? I love how that wasn't in an English accent at all. I can't yell in an English accent. What have you done to me? Oh, there we go. Never mind. I just proved myself wrong by doing it. His hand loosens. I'm sorry. I'm going into the story, and I know that's really, really hard to pay attention. Okay, back in the story. I'm sorry. His hand loosens. I shiver in his grasp. One of his eyebrows raises slightly. I feel her shiver. I feel her shiver. That's it. It's beyond my control. His hands slide down, one brushing over my breast, the other sliding down my waist, pulling me closer to him. I can barely breathe. I push my knee beneath her thighs, which clench around me. I hit at his arms, pushing at them, trying to get away. Trying to get him away from me because I can't let this happen. I don't want to let it get this far. Damn her. As if she hasn't pushed me into this point in the first place. It's against his laws. It's against the world he's forced me to live in. I would never want it. A world I never wanted to be a part of until he made me. But he keeps his grip on me because he's too strong. He's far too strong. He always has been, hasn't he? Let me go, I whisper, the words struggling to leave my throat. I pull her closer to me, closer than he ever has been before, and her tiny fingers clench into fists on my chest. But I'm sure I can feel her body curving into mine, just a little. I can see every little tiny detail of his face, that face I know so well, cold, hateful, evil, unfeeling. Her eyes are wide and fearful. But she can't deny it. She can't. Even if she does, it doesn't matter. She's a mudblood, isn't she? What does her opinion matter? But surely she must. Or else, why has she pushed me into this, time after time? Last night I thought you would die, he murmurs, his voice very low. I found myself hoping that you would not. Because if you were to die, then I would never... No. She can't think that she's winning. This will be on my terms, not hers. She needs to know that. He trails off. His fingers catches in my chest. My breath catches in my chest because no one's ever been this close to me. Ever. I can't think or breathe for how close he is. My stomach is spinning as he holds me closer, pressing me into the cold stone wall behind me. My hands are pressing into his chest, and I can feel the scratches of my robe under my palms. Under the scratches of his robes under my palms. Excuse me. I'm shaking in his arms. She gives me a pause for a moment. Perhaps I should stop. She's just a child. No. She deserves to suffer. If this is how low she's brought me. You've brought this upon yourself, Hermione, he whispers. But he doesn't say any more. That's enough. My name is enough. 4 little hushed syllables running over his tongue in a whisper. But I've brought this on myself. I haven't done anything. But the thought is pushing away as he moves closer to me, closer to my face. I had to read it again. But that thought is pushed away as he moves his face closer, and I'm falling to the stars in the night sky, and I'm plummeting to earth as he comes closer and closer, and I'm going to hit the ground. I'm going to crash, to die. His lips land on mine, and everything spins around me. I don't know anything except Lucius Malfoy pinning me to a wall, pressing his lips on mine, and I want to keep my eyes open to stop it from being a real kiss. But it sort of makes me go cross-eyed, and I close them, and her mouth falls open against my own. I knew it. I knew it wasn't just me. She's losing this game, just as I thought she has been doing for weeks. She's tentative, though. Different from the other women I've seduced. Her movements are slow and faltering. It's different from how it was with Victor, Cormac, or Ron. Oh god, no, I can't do this to Ron. I almost want to cradle her for a moment, to comfort her. No, I will not. I have no comfort, no pity for mudbloods. I curl my fingers around her waist, pushing it up the wall above her, as my knees brush up against her thighs, and god, she whimpers into my mouth. It's almost too much for me to bear. His kiss deepens, hardens. I need to see her. God help me. Oh my god, it's only 12 minutes! I wanted to have this separated perfectly, and it's not separating itself perfectly for me, and I don't like it. Okay. This is about to get... I can do this. Will he kill her? Will he have sex with her? We don't know. It could go either way at this point. I wanna... Okay. Hold on. Okay, a small knot is being tied in the pit of my stomach. I know this is all wrong. He hates me and I hate him more than I hate anyone. I should be doing this with Ron, not Lucius frickin' Malfoy, the one person I hate more than anything. And why am I letting this happen? Why aren't I kicking and screaming and hating this? Because I should be hating this, shouldn't I? The worst thing about it all is that I just don't hate it. A blush creeps onto my face, across my face, and he hooks his fingers into the neckline of my dress. He lets go of my hand, held against the wall, to make the job easier. He breaks our kiss to slowly ease my dress off of my shoulders, pulling my arms out to the neck of it. It gathers around my waist, hanging in there, leaving my breasts exposed to him. I can't bear her breathing. I blush right to the roots of my hair and try to reach around to cover my breasts to save my modesty, but he grips at my wrists and pins them to the wall either side of me, next to my head. And all I can do is stand there, letting him look at me, watching those bottomless gray eyes travel over my body, taking away whatever little bit of dignity I might have had left. This is it. I have to have her tonight. It's not what I intended when I kissed her. I don't think, but I've waited too long. His breathing comes faster now, and his eyes move back up onto my face. They're huge and dark. I move my hand back up to her face. Her lips are red and swollen. You can't do this, she whispers, as if she needs me to remind me of that fact. Indeed, I murmur, as my hand circles her waist again and I pull her up to kiss me, and I can't stop myself from pressing myself against her urgently, primal force making me force her against the wall, and I'm kissing her so furiously she'll bleed soon enough, I know it. Jesus, I can't do this. I'm not ready for this. And that's the end of that section. Yay!